So I think the dam really broke this morning when the Canadians told Washington and told the world that they were grounding the 737 MAX 8 and 9 in Canada and any flight over Canada because of that satellite data that they suggested that they had. They looked at data from what's called an ADS-B transponder. Essentially, it's a constantly transmitting pinger on a plane off of the Ethiopian plane that crashed, and they looked at the data in the few minutes it was in the air, the speed, the velocity, the heading, the angle of attack, all of that. They became very concerned that some of that data was eerily similar and concerning because it looked like similar data from the Indonesian crash back in October, in which everybody on board that plane died. And as you know, as a result of that plane and concern about an anti-stall system that may be failing, Boeing is pushing out an urgent software patch for the 737 MAX. So today, when Canada said, wait a minute, we're seeing similarities between these two planes on their climb out and all of the readings on the plane, Canada announcing it was going to put down the plane. And with that, they were the last holdout. The FAA and Canada all along have been the only two that were still allowing it to fly, but then that left the United States all alone. Really, the entire world at that point had put the plane down. I got about 79 total planes, MAX 8s and 9s, more or less, in the United States between United and Southwest and American. And then you had quite a few in Canada as well, 370 worldwide. So this is pretty significant, Lester, because per my count, this is only about the third time that the FAA has ordered that a plane be grounded. One of them was a DC-10. The engine was falling off of that. That was back in the 70s. They addressed that. Then just about 6 years ago, the 787 had a problem with battery fires, lithium-ion battery fires. They grounded that plane for a while. And so now, after 2 fatal crashes in 5 months, the FAA taking this emergency action to put the 737 MAX 8 and 9, we would underscore, both aircraft, both planes are now out on the, let's put the mat back up again. Both those planes are grounded. And take a look now. We have been watching this all day, how many planes are actually in the air, how many 737 MAXs. There aren't a lot right now, and they will be down on the ground and staying there as soon as they hit their destination, Lester.
So, Tom, tell me, what is Boeing saying about this? Up until this point, they have been standing by their airplane.
Yes, and in fact, moments ago, as you were starting the special report, Boeing put out a statement, and I'll just read it. Boeing continues to have full confidence in the safety of the MAX. However, after consultation with the U.S. FAA, the NTSB, and aviation authorities, and its customers around the world, in other words, the airlines, it has determined, out of an abundance of caution, and in order to reassure the flying public of the aircraft's safety, it recommended to the FAA the temporary suspension of operations of the entire fleet. Boeing would have you believe they're the ones who went to the FAA and said put the plane on the ground. If that's true, it would have been because Canada this morning finally pulled the rug out from everybody.
Yeah, and I want to go to the White House quickly, but Tom, what's the update on the black boxes? They were recovered, and I can think of no crash more urgent for that data to be revealed. What do we know?
Yeah, it's urgent because all of these airlines have put the plane down awaiting data, awaiting something from the investigation, and yet the black boxes remain sitting, we believe, in an office in Ethiopia. The Ethiopians say they don't have the technology to read these black boxes. They want to send them to another country to have them read out. They approached Germany about doing that. Germany said, we don't have the right software to read these black boxes out. So now the black boxes are still in limbo. We are led to believe that the Ethiopians would like them to go to a European country for a readout rather than the U.S. because the Ethiopians may be concerned about a conflict of interest since Boeing is based in the U.S. and the FAA and the NTSB are based in the U.S. So that would leave, really, the options would be France and the U.K. that have the sophisticated laboratories and the software to read out these black boxes.
Yeah, and now that all the planes are essentially coming out of the air, maybe some of that urgency not as critical to the flying public, but certainly to those who have an economic investment in all this. Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.